What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a video where we will talk about Pep Guardiola's departure. There are huge changes about to happen at Manchester City, and it was announced that one of the most important people at Manchester City, Begiristain, is also going to leave at the end of the season, and the sporting director is poised to depart. The Guardian and various other newspapers are reporting this, and Guardiola has also not extended his contract yet. I think most people have seen the writing on the wall that Man City are going to get punished very heavily because of the 115 or 130 charges against them for breaching financial fair play rules, and Guardiola is also expected to leave at the end of the season after his contract runs out. And already there are rumors circling that Guardiola is set to take up the England job, because England only have an interim manager after Gareth Southgate resigned, and Guardiola would be of course a fantastic appointment from an England perspective. But let me know, what do you think? How will it change the landscape in English football if Guardiola departs? And I really hope that Man City will get relegated and punished very heavily, because we can't have cheating clubs in the Premier League. It already distorted the competition and ruined the Premier League, I think, massively, that the Premier League allowed state ownership to be in the Premier League with Newcastle United and Manchester City, and that's why we are having so many problems with the English game. But now let's talk about Pep Guardiola and his future, because Begiristain has announced that he will depart Manchester City as a sporting director at the end of the season, and that may influence Pep Guardiola and his decision, and that may result in Pep Guardiola leaving Manchester City, because don't forget, Begiristain used to work with Pep Guardiola in Barcelona. They had a very good relationship, and then Begiristain was hired by Manchester City with a very clear aim to lure Pep Guardiola to Manchester City, and in the end it worked. And the rest is history, as they say. Man City had only one Premier League title before Begiristain became their sporting director, and now they have 8 Premier League titles. So Man City clearly became one of the best clubs, one of the biggest clubs in the recent Premier League years. Of course, through cheating, let me say it like that, but we can't take away their achievements on the football pitch. Begiristain joined Man City in October 2012, having been Barcelona's director of football for 7 years until 2010. Guardiola, they worked together for 2 seasons. And don't forget that Begiristain was actually a former teammate of Pep Guardiola, and when he became the Barcelona sporting director, later he actually recommended Guardiola to become the Barcelona manager, and that was one of the main reasons why Guardiola became the manager of Barcelona. And of course Man City wanted to get the best manager, so that's why they hired Begiristain, because they knew that they have a very good relationship with Guardiola, and it just made it much easier for Man City to hire Guardiola when they already built the infrastructure and the club around Begiristain and his vision, and Guardiola seamlessly slotted in to that vision, and then Man City became wildly successful under Pep Guardiola. And Begiristain and his expertise, his acumen in the transfer market has been instrumental in Man City's 12 years of success since he joined as Guardiola's main colleague, and Guardiola is expected to decide his future ultimately in the winter. But I think Guardiola is waiting the verdict of this 115 charges, and the independent commission will make their announcement probably in the winter or in the early months of 2025, so maybe February or March latest. But the hearing will last 10 weeks, and I think we are already in the 3rd week of the hearing, or 4th week or something like that. Many journalists are saying that Begiristain leaving Man City will ultimately result in Guardiola potentially leaving as well. That may have a big impact because of how close their relationship is. It feels like a new era in the Premier League, and a new era at Manchester City, definitely. And speaking on Friday about his future, Guardiola said, "What can I say? Thank you so much. I fell in love since the first day I arrived here with Man City, and let's see what the future holds, what will happen. Let's look at how everything is going and how connected we are. When it's going to happen, it's going to happen. He's talking about, probably his future, and also I think Guardiola is awaiting the verdict of this court case, this hearing, and already, Man City lost 23 of the 25 points of the court case against the Premier League. So I expect Man City to be heavily punished because of, breaking many financial fair play rules and many Premier League rules. So I expect the independent commission to find Manchester City guilty. However, the big question is how severe, how heavy will Manchester City's punishment be? I think we can't rule out Man City getting relegated to, League One or League Two football. I don't think they will get relegated to non-league football because the logistics would be absolutely crazy about that. But I think they will have to join at maybe in the championship level or lower than the championship level. And my hope is that once Man City get relegated and Guardiola leaves, hopefully the next manager won't be, I think that it's not a hope, it's an expectation. The next manager won't be as good as Pep Guardiola, no matter what they hire. But if Man City's owners remain, then Man City will remain wildly successful and very competitive because their football structure is one of the best in the world, and they hire some of the best people as experts in terms of recruitment, transfer strategy, and all kinds of departments. They hire the best people, and they will hire a world-class manager, no doubt about that. We don't know yet who, but hopefully he will not be as good as Pep Guardiola. Even if Man City just get to 85 to 90 points, it will be very difficult for other teams to be able to win the title, but at least we hopefully won't see another era of dominance like we saw when Man City appointed Pep Guardiola, because they won 6 out of the last 7 Premier League titles, which is a crazy dominant era in the Premier League, unprecedented. Not even Man United have won, I think, 6 titles in 7 years. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but this felt like a different type of dominance, because Man City consecutively got to 198 points in consecutive seasons. And yes, Liverpool have done that as well. Liverpool got to 97 and 99 points. The crazy thing is Liverpool only won the title once in those 2 seasons. And Pep Guardiola said, I have been 80 years at Manchester City and I will not be here for another 80 years. That is why I said I'm closer to leaving than staying. But I didn't say I am leaving, never ever. I would say when I am leaving, I will say I'm leaving. But I didn't say that yet. So Guardiola probably hasn't made up his mind yet. I think we can safely assume that Guardiola just is waiting for this verdict about the 115 charges of financial fair play rule breaking against Manchester City, what the independent commission will decide. And it looks like Hugo Viana will succeed Begiristain as Man City's new director of football, and I don't think Guardiola will have that close connection with Hugo Viana as he did with Begiristain, because with Begiristain, Guardiola and him were friends and very close. And the journalists are already comparing the situation to when Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill left Manchester United. They were the most successful, the best manager in the Premier League and the best sporting director at Manchester United. They left at the same time, and Man United have imploded since then pretty much. They are now mainly a Europa League club. As you can see, in the past 10 years, Man United have qualified for the Europa League more times than the Champions League. And I'm not saying that will be the fate of Man City, because they have a much better football structure in and around the club, but there is an impossible task. You cannot replace Guardiola and Begiristain in the same summer, because they are, the best manager probably on the planet, besides Jurgen Klopp, Carlo Ancelotti and others, and one of the best sporting directors in the world as well. So it's an almost impossible task to replace them for Manchester City, and I think that will be exciting for Premier League fans. For me as a Liverpool fan, that will be very exciting as well going forward, because hopefully Liverpool will be able to compete again for titles and they have a realistic chance of winning titles, because Man City won't be be allowed, hopefully, to keep cheating the rules and keep bringing in sponsorships that are overinflated. And it will be very interesting to see how Man City move forward from this situation. So let me know, what do you think about the Guardiola potentially leaving Manchester City at the end of the season? And thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.